He's a decent hero. He's not bad.
That sounds balanced. But thankfully, the Night Elf units suck, especially the one that can boost your army damage by 25%, heal your units to the fullest in 2 seconds, and morph into a very strong fighting unit. Right? 40 has to stand against that. It took us 2 minutes and the Night Elf slander begins, but let's put it to the side, everybody. We can't lose all the Night Elf audience. We got Moon with an Expo. I would like to say Counter Expo, but it is faster. So is the Counter Expo even the Counter Expo? Is it just the Expo and the human is the one with the Counter Expo?
Yeah, it's seen by 40 immediately, by the way. I saw Sok also playing against Life yesterday. I feel like Life, they had a really good timing as well in the expansion. Life, interestingly, went for 2 archers and then expansion. That second archer can push the footy away, ideally hiding the Expo a little bit. There's absolutely no hiding being done right now. This Tree of Life took some damage already. 40, I wonder if he's going to try to cancel, as we now see both heroes in level 2, and some phenomenal items on this Demon Hunter.
Right on. More tankiness, more damage, both coming together. We have Immolation to defend Footman and Militia, or creep faster. Mountain King makes it to the side. Relatively passive MK so far, especially for Autumn Leaves. No blows exchanged as yet. It's a for now free Expo for Moon, and it's a for now free Expo for 40.
And I would say that's good news for Moon normally. If you can keep somewhat even in supply while you have the better tech as Night Elf, which of course with tier 3 we're going to be seeing for him. I think Moon is looking pretty satisfied with this outcome so far. On the way now to tier 2. Got the 4 archers. Got the Moonwells right next to that Expo. Archers though should be easy to kill now with the dust.
And the Stormbolts, of course. Nice to get boots and dust at the same time. No circlet. I mean, the resources are finite. Usually, I am very critical of passive Night Elf players, as I think aggression is the way and you gotta stop the humans' expansions, or make them as expansive as possible. Does it change the equation if the Night Elf is the one to expand? I think then it comes down to if they build more than 2 production buildings or not. They're slowly starting to learn that 2 production buildings are slower than 3, and then you can play against timing pushes nicely. Fortitude posturing up, but also not doing immense damage. But with Bash, these archers seem very vulnerable.
Tree of Life now rooting. If the Expo can start mining at 6 minutes, that would be a tremendous timing indeed. Yeah, I think we have a bit of a philosophical and taste difference, I guess. I always love the passive play. I always love the expansion play. I love it when Night Elves just concentrate on having their own safe counter Expo build. And this one, I think, was very safe. I was a bit worried with it being spotted so early by that footy, taking some damage, but Moon with good creeping, ironing out the build, seemed to get that up safely where there was really not much of an option to do anything about it. Shredder now. Oh, this could be a big pickoff. Trying to catch the Shredder with the footies. A Bash here would be so great. A Surround would do it as well. And he got it!
Can he fight out there somehow? There's no Stormbolt available. Needs some Bash. Gets that kill. Denied by Moon, so no extra experience on 40's side. But what a gigantic loss. So expensive. DK at the age gets bashed here as well. Is he dead? No. But a nice surround. Massive losses for Moon in this early game.
Yeah, that was a huge play right there. Not easy to close that one, by the way. There was no Stormbolt, obviously, setting up the surround. The footies, same move speed as the Shredder. Excellent control and movement there by 40. The TP is now forced out as well, so the next Stormbolt could be deadly.
Always is, man. Always is. Somewhere in Czechia, Czechia is still waking up, sweating deep at night. Just as purely afraid of Stormbolts still 10 years later. Mountain King close to level 3. Moon got the Naga as so often. Trying to get the Demon Hunter to level 3, but it's still a long path. Got the Robe of the Magi. Nice little boost, but the Ancient is falling. And Fortitude got level 3 from parallel creeping on the left-hand side. No fortification. No, not too many Moonwells in range. And just so many Footmen.
Yeah, I was thinking the same, looking like a play a la Infi. Not committing in yet because it's waiting 10 seconds. Then we have the first heal scroll. Now it's really looking like an infi play. Getting ready to utilize these footmen to their full potential, while the Demon Hunter is still not level 3, by the way. He is far from his full potential.
Exactly. Going for the Knolls now. 40 contesting once again with so much mana. Is he in range? Does he have the time? Can't snipe it. Going for the Naga though. Going for the high value targets. There is a staff, but it's on the Naga. Zeppelin potion. Needs to invest a lot to keep the second hero safe.
That Zeppelin is so clutch right now. There's absolutely no anti-air at the moment in the human army. That Zeppelin might be the mid-game saver. Could even be used to try to go for an attack against the human expo. And look how the momentum is shifting. All of a sudden 40 on the back foot, worried about his own economy.
Oh, dodges the bolt. Beautifully done with the zap. It was telegraphed a little bit. Now mana is getting burned. You want to use it for immolation, but yeah, there's too many towers. Nice timing by Moon also. The guard tower just finishing, and he evacuates, and he's diving into the main where there's a blood mage ready to be killed with that archer block of Moon. You sweet, sweet, sweet soul.
Super fast tier 3 by 40, by the way. He never used to do this in the past. I wonder if this is just his new approach, or maybe he feels like, this is going to be so annoying. The Zeppelin's going to buy so much time. I can't go for the tier 2.
Moon, what are you doing?
Oh my god.
He forgot the Demon Hunter.
He forgot the first hero, Neo. He forgot about the first hero.
What can I say? Why are Nidals not winning tier 1 tournaments?
And the expo's going down as well. There's too many footies here.
Bro, Moon went from hero to 0 in a second.
Of Wisp going down. It's painful as it is. He has to save the expo, but he can't do it. Well, good luck on the next map, I guess.
I have no words.
Yeah, the Seaman could do really, really well. This has to be immolation, I would think. 40 going for the Ogre Magi right away. This expansion may have to be paused for the time being. Great item here, though. With the Claws of Attack, some more right-click from the MK. He's going to have one more Stormbolt, but the Demon is looking quite healthy.
Oh, Moon is bringing the heat, boys. We go Mass Huntress on Moon's side, and the Demon Hunter is terrorizing these workers, trying to go for the Troll as well. 1.8, 1.9. It is so much damage done. The Footmans aren't looking too good. The Wisp block is amazing, trying to go for more Militia now, but that is level 2. I think for Moon, the play was, if I arrive in time for the Ogre Magi, I go for mana burn kill. And he got that one as well, didn't he? Oh my god. Yeah. Is this just game, dude?
That is so bad. That is so bad. You need the bash here to fight against the demon. A little bit sloppy by 40. This was not the greatest execution, especially on the last creep. Moon with a perfect anticipation. Maybe 40 thought Moon was still gonna go for the Merc, but he didn't.
Oh, damn. That was terrible. Moon also, I want to shout him out for a series against Labby. What he does best at the moment here in 2026 is punishing opponents' greedy creep routes, especially when it's up against expansions. Did it versus Labby perfectly. Got huge leads. Then couldn't convert them all to victories, but some of them. And it's also a very interesting position for that second Ancient of War right next to the orange null creep. So reinforcements will be extremely fast, and I also wouldn't hate to see some glaives.
MK at least got the level 2 finally. Yeah, the glaives have been seeing a little bit more shine lately. They produce a little bit faster. No mana burn, interestingly, by the way. Is that the right choice against the Mountain King? That seems almost sacrilegious.
Well. I mean, we'll see about that. Nice blocks of all players on both sides. First it was Militia against the Wisp. Now it's the Wisp against the Mountain King. Still holds the TP, but 40 doesn't have a shop yet. And he doesn't have a Shadow Priest. So healing up that Dwarf is impossible. And so he just taps out. And after 4 minutes and 51 seconds, we got a winner. Yeah, we might have our different philosophies here when it comes to harass and expo and night elf versus human, as we discussed on Autumn Leaves. But I think on Hammerfall as a night elf, you can have the best of both worlds. Sometimes with a keeper, but not in this game. But you can get this expo up. You can march across pretty much directly, especially with an item like this. My lord, immolation, mana burn, and evasion. Full arsenal for the Demon Hunter unlocked. And then you cause some terror, as I like it, at the enemy expansion, while building its expansion as Remo likes it. So Moon pleases both back to Warcraft casters at the same time. I thought, oh, maybe he has second thoughts. No, there we go. Or maybe not.
It's an expo on the spot, by the way. If this one should finish, it would be a mining night of expansion at 5:45, which is the fastest and craziest ingredients that you can ever have. But I think it's not going to finish. I think there is an opportunity here for 40 to cancel the expansion, but it's going to come at a price. And the price will be a lot higher than it would be with an Archmage. The downside of the MK is greatly showing here, and perhaps he doesn't even get the cancel. And then Moon couldn't ask for a better early game and position to go into this map 3.
Getting burns here. Empty inventory. Oh, needs a telestaff. Got the telestaff. Footmen are arriving. Moon not following this up with a telestaff of himself. Footy's in position. He got 50 seconds to do the damage here. Moon is too late with the telestaff. And this is a guaranteed kill. Well done, 40. He got his art. The Mountain King's dead.
Oh, wait. Right, he's on the TP.
He's
Quick
dead.
reactions by Moon. Yo, sick move. Can he maybe deny? No, he can't.
Oh my
Expo canceled, but Hero killed. I think in the end, Moon comes out on top here. What a sick reaction that was. A little bit slow with the staff maybe to come over, but then the surround was beautiful. Expansion heavily delayed, of course, but I'm sure this time it will finish. And this MK now not gonna have an easy time.
Oh, another terrible early game for 40. He is not going for an Altar Revive. That's a minute without the first hero, without leveling, without any sort of control. Moon is anticipating a Tavern Revive, but has the Archer Trap set up. I love everything.
Seems like he's not gonna go for it though. MK level 2 gets rezzed pretty quick. Wait, there's no Arcane Tower. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, that's not good news for these peasants.
You know, last game was 4 minutes 51. This one will be a little bit longer, but once again, Moon is in a tremendous position after game 1. He confirms now the Altar Revive. He can terrorize these workers still. The staff is ready in 9 seconds to get more mana, and the Arcane Tower still needs so much time. Moon got his ass whooped on map 1 quite a bit, but man, is he out for revenge on map 2 and 3.
Great play here by Moon, but now the MK is back, throwing out the hammer right away. I think Moon was trying to be a bit too cute for himself there. He left the archers in the middle to look for the surround a bit too long. If he just brought them into the attack, they could have made this a lot more potent. So, lucky little break there for 40. Somehow he still managed a very fast tech, as we can see, because he didn't go for the arcane, because he greeded it up a little bit. And that paid off in the end. There was no real damage, despite how dangerous it looked. The militia call was good, the footy presence was good, and the lacking of the archers to accompany turned out to be, a bit of a missed opportunity.
Right on. Now you gotta play around the bashes, of course, with Archer's Demon Hunter, reveal, and possibly a kill. Still some catching up to do for this Mountain King, only 2.2. Tech by Moon is at 60% with the Hunter's Hall in time. Entangled Goldmine also starting with 50 seconds on the clock. But yeah, you mentioned the tech timing, and that is the big positive on Fortitude's game thus far. Now, Creepjack.
A little bit of detonate as well to burn the mana. Demon Hunter, close to getting surrounded here. We saw Shredder being sniped earlier. Bash missing, by the way.
Risky, risky business, man. Every hit can be a bash, extra damage and stun and snare on the Shredder. Don't tell me the creeps get the Shredder. No way!
Got the last hit, got the level 3. That is absolutely huge. And 40 doesn't have a great lumber economy. He wanted to go tier 3. Those plans are cancelled.
You know, these Moon games these days, the one against Levy, the one against 40 now. Tragic comedies, but very, very, very entertaining.
Going going for early Nature's Blessing, by the way. That's interesting.
Ooh, tower push?
Unusual. Got the lures on the way, and the Naga about to join.
See, tower pushing. There's 3 wisps coming. AP Naga push.
Why, though? Isn't he favored in the late game?
Against human?
Yeah, just make lots of bears, lots of upgrades, GG.
The human army is better than your army. This is APs. It is, I think, a distraction AP push, though. To force 40 into resources so he can't tech the tier 3 too fast. Because, like, it was so incredibly scary when we saw Sok with Mountain King Blood Mage tier 3. It has to come together, and it takes a long time. So putting pressure onto 40 is nice, I think.
Yeah, he's actually on tier 3. Man, his lumber economy is garbage.
Interesting setup. Heal scroll inborn. Seems like Moon feels a bit all in. So scared of the late game human. Rightfully so.
He doesn't have to commit fully all in here. I think he can just do pressure with the APs, threaten the towers, threaten the peasants. He could go tier 3 behind this. I don't think he's forced to put all the chips in the middle here. He's pretty low lumber, though. There's no shredder for Moon, right? So that is not pointing towards the macro late game.
Yeah, he's not teching. He's getting Dryads out for control. And now we got the Ancient Protectors up. I would still love to see some additional glaives. Like, I think, especially with everything so walled off and you really want to get rid of that expansion and towers, glaives would be amazeballs. But the Ancient of War went for a long stroll. So will he attack the tier 2 base, or the second base with the Ancient of War? Or will he use it for production is the question. Seeing that Moon is quite supply blocked, it should be... It's very much a life strat, by the way. Ancient of War, double AP. This is what life is playing on this map.
Yeah, pretty cool. I love the Ancient of War joining in with the Nature's Blessing. Here comes the TP. Staff over. Trying to break these towers now are the footies. The defend upgrade is about to finish up. And... actually, they got enough damage here.
Footies very good with defend. We're going mass air, baby, with Griffin Aviaries. You wanted it for days, and now you finally get it. Mass air not dead, apparently. Mountain King in trouble, but access to a potion. Demon Hunter at 1/3. And Fortitude, after losing the early game and losing the hero in the early game, recovering so well. Still not out of harm's way here with the Footman also low, but he's getting more and more control the longer the game goes, as Moon is only now going tier 3.
Yeah, plan B now, tier 3 being hit, but clearly he lost lots of time. He is not going to have an orb for a long time, not going to have those upgrades on tier 3 for a long time. Also, didn't get ready for the macro with the Shredder. Of course, Foley lost the Shredder earlier. Moon could have gotten one easy, decided not to go for it. And I would say Moon now not in a great position here. Is he really that worried about tier 3 endgame human that he feels the need to all in on tier 2? Because, in my estimation, that is an incorrect worry.
Our opinions on Night Elf versus Human are polar opposite, Mr. Demo Man. I think if we go ultra late game, there's nothing that can beat Human that the Night Elves have. But I'm very...
Nothing. Literally nothing. Triple hero, triple orb, 3/3 upgrades.
Nope. Not against Banished Bolt. Holy Light.
Nice Archmage foot though, isn't it normally?
Nope. Banished Bolt, Holy Light is up. I mean, if you go casters, it is Archmage. But there's no casters.
Yeah. I guess we're going to disagree on this one. Very interesting to see how the future is going to shape up in this matchup. But yeah, Moon obviously went for tier 2 pressure play, ended up backfiring. Now he finds himself on the back foot. But he has a good amount of gold. Same goes for the opponent. Yeah, losing the Man of War already against level 1 Siphon is not a good sign.
Nope, nope. Triple hero up. Pally doesn't have a potion. Might die. Oh, the staff is gorgeous. Dragonhawks are coming in. Moon going for triple Ancient of Wind. for Talons or Hippos remains to be seen. We got the Cloud upgrade against the AP. It's been a long time since I've seen that upgrade versus Night Elf.
Cloudy days over here on Hammerfall, at least for a short while. Fortitude stabilizing, building up a big Dragonhawk army. Got the triple hero. Still pretty damn low on levels, so maybe some creeping is necessary.
Chat is saying Banish Bolt is getting nerfed next patch. Oh, it's not that established yet. Just wait. Soul has to play to play Banish Bolt. Then it gets nerfed. Whenever you want to learn about the next nerfs for human, look at the Soul 8-man streams. But yeah, there's still some leveling to do. Moon wasn't all in. He was distracting a little bit, buying time. We got 5 production buildings now. I love it. And we get a beautiful game state now. Mass Air is usually not too exciting, but when it is Dragonhawks versus Talons, my heart is full.
Yeah, Fortitude should ideally scout this and then go some gyros. Gyros do funny things with Talons.
Well, you
Also,
can
the
just
Shackles,
land
though,
them
can
then.
be used against them. Yeah, but if you land them, then you get wrecked by the Dragonhawks.
So what you're saying is Night Elf can't do anything late game versus human.
Oh no, they can. Just mass orb, mass upgrades, mass riot bears, like we've seen the last couple of years. Sag.
That's not entertaining though. And of course, just poking fun. It's a very interesting game state, man. I'm hyped for this. Finally a game that goes long. We see a Tinker and my heart is even fuller than it was before. He's a rocket man.
Rocket Man! I've seen Tinker level 1 so often get sniped in the late game, by the way. They get close, they get storm pulled, and they're instantly dead. But hey, we got +2 strength now.
Exactly, it's a new time with a tanky Tinker. And a Dragonhawk army going into the main, trying to snipe some wisps, but there are none. Sniping production though.
Well, sniping or tickling, you be the judge.
You know, you can't tickle people to death.
I mean, can you?
Yes, of course. When they laugh so hard, they die of laughter. That happens.
Oh, I actually read that on Reddit. Apparently there was this Greek philosopher 2,000 years ago who saw a donkey kick one of his other donkeys and then he died of laughter. No joke. Reddit always is speaking the truth. Now a TP home and ready for the defense.
We need rockets! Tinker, where are those? Maybe a little bit too late. It's a lot of damage from 12 crows. Crows make everything better usually, but you know what would have made this even better? More talents or heal scrolls. Oh, these rockets were a little bit too early. Maybe. Do we just wipe the entire air? It looks like it. Crows still alive. Dragonhawk still alive. But man, these crows were phenomenal alongside the Orb of Venom Demon Hunter and the rockets and the Naga. 40 is in trouble.
Yeah, there was 2-1 crows with roar.
Yep.
That is so much damage.
Yep.
Way more damage than the than the Dragonhawks can ever do in the air fight. Of course, they rely on the shackles, but the Tinker came in. Indeed, the Cluster Rockets were a little bit late, but it's seemingly still in time. And they're getting stronger. This Tinker's about to hit level 3.
Yes.
Better rockets, better AoE, better damage. Rockets were also nerfed, like the second last patch, and nobody really exactly knows what exactly it changed. But technically, sorry, did I say nerf? I mean buff. It was buffed. But we see them all too rarely.
That is correct. Yeah, I don't even remember that. Question is, do you go for engineering upgrade for bigger AoE or do you go for more damage? I think you definitely go for the AoE if the main role for the Tinker is to disable shackles. That would be the smart choice. But we've seen Tinker players in the past not always going for the smarter choices.
Nope, not gonna do it. Muscle memory is you always go for the active ability first and the passive second.
You know what? I would bet a Turmbräu that he's going for passive.
Okay, I'm taking it.
Good.
By the way, I was in Rewe a couple days ago. They're not selling it anymore.
Oh.
I don't know where we're gonna get it.
Oh, don't know. Maybe you can order from the brewery directly.
In Turmstadt.
What a uncreative way to name a city.
That was just a guess. I have no idea what it's called. So we're getting gyros. Now, how many we got? We got 9 of them, getting up to 11. That could change the tide, by the way. Flag cannons is pretty good against mass air.
Yep. High level rockets is great against gyros, but for that you need level 5, I think. And that seems a bit unrealistic. Best is probably to just fight them with Demon Hunter if there is a chance and land the crows before. And you know what? There is evidence that Moon is able to defeat 40 with master talents. It happened before. Autumn Leaves was the game. I was pogging out of my chair. So maybe you don't need crows. Maybe you just need a little Cyclonio.
Yeah, that's the super cool thing about talents. They're pretty well designed, actually. Maybe a little bit weak, some could argue, but well designed. They can be anti-air, and if that's not their use, then they can go to the ground, be casters there, and if the ground is too hard to deal with, they can cyclone them. If they could cyclone and then fly up and then shoot them, that would be super, super cool, but that would be way broken, so I guess rather not. This is going to be a very interesting fight. Very weird to micro as well.
I got the Turmbräu, by the way. Engineering upgrade number 2 on the Tinker.
God damn, okay. All right, wouldn't have thought so. That's the right choice, though. Well done.
Now, what do these gyros do without landmines? That is the question. Can you take out the units here? The heroes all up in the air as there is no dispel against this. Demon Hunter banished bold, you see it. I have rarely seen a fight like this in my life.
Yeah, this is so weird. And the Dragonhawks, sure, they can kill some Dryads and Talons on the ground, but they certainly can't deal with the heroes. Demon Hunter now level 5, use a big potion. He's looking healthy once again. We got some cluster rockets. We got more mana burn, more fog lightning. And this is 40 getting kind of owned in this fight. A bunch of gyros that are not doing nothing.
With landmines, dude, he would be so much stronger. Mountain King, Invo Potion, double heal pot there as well. Blood Mage now in trouble. We do have cannon towers. That's pretty good.
Sick against that army. But not good against the heroes.
Gyro bombs coming in now. A solid 3 minutes too late. Block, 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 block. Banished against himself. Dispel. And the Blood Mage dies. And with that, the Mountain King will soon die as well. Rockets. How did that rocket not hit the Dragonhawk? Odd.
Misfire. You know, it was the separation stage backfired.
Little
back
duds.
to the NASA lab.
Yeah, and 50 years later, you gotta evacuate the street because they find him in the ground.
And they're still chilling in orbit.
Damn, what a game, man. 1,000 gold on Moon. We got a Gyro Bomb Harass, which is not that effective, I would say.
By the way, Neo?
Yes?
Late game army for the human. Looking pretty beatable. How about that?
Yeah, how about it would be different if you would go for the upgrades that make your units attack the enemy units.
Gyro Bomb is only like 9 damage or something. It's not that much.
It's 9 by a lot, though. Now it's 9 by 0. 2-1 for Moon, conquering back this series in very cool, very entertaining fashion.
So, the Keeper's best friends keep getting nerfed, and the Keeper got nerfed. And all of a sudden, we didn't see much Keeper anymore. Now a bit of a resurgence, as you correctly say. Specifically on this map, right? I think on pretty much no other map we see him being played. I think it has to do a lot with the creep route here. Look how quickly he can open up this natural, creep it fast for level 2 items. And the treants here make it so that your heroes take no damage, neither do the units. So this is wonderful for the early game creep route. Of course, the question always is with the Keeper, how is he going to be faring later in our end game?
Well, for the end game, you might have the Pit Lord. And a good read by Moon, of course. There has to be an expansion. I am quite surprised to not see a single Archmage by 40. We have had some mixed openings before. Of course, if you're Moon, you gotta be afraid of Stormbolt, but 40 also not going for that. Shout out Moon for not getting the Treants stuck. Scouting, defending, Treants everywhere.
Raining, defending. Keeper hasn't been a big champion in a while, but nice to see him again every now and then. I always felt like Moon's Keeper was amazing. It was always a pleasure to watch. A pleasure now, though, not what he's feeling, is the Expo getting cancelled. MK's here with the footies, has enough damage. This should be a rather easy cancel in the end. Losing a few footmen here, though, might make a counterattack a bit painful later.
Right on. We got, nice footy control by 40. Keeper's little birdies don't really hurt that much. Also a hard time to catch up. Another entangle. This time it's a kill. Keeper level 3 around the corner. Will we get a shop up? Yeah. Oh, 40 only producing the town hall with 1 peasant. That cost a bit. It is already a pretty chaotic game here.
Archers all hiding, and there's no detection yet. Keeper getting 1 more footy kill, seeing the peasants here as well. Arcane Tower comes up though, mana being drained. Keeper didn't have much to give. Keeper has the lowest DPS out of all heroes in the game. And you can see that here on the right click. It's not too impressive. Deny from the Arcane Tower XD. And in the end, it seems like 40 hits is going to have the expansion finishing much earlier.
Okay, we'll see. Still getting some kills here. Mountain King has mana and no staff to get out. So close to level 3 for that Keeper. And then, of course, the question is, what is the follow-up? We got tech already on Moon. As so often, Night Elf techs faster, therefore expands later. Human expands faster, therefore techs later. It all evens out.
This is kind of like the typical Keeper game that I've been seeing recently. It's like, okay, you got Treants, you got Entangle. Okay, that's kind of nice. And then you run out of mana. And then you wonder, why the hell am I not playing Demon Hunter?
Well, Keeper can be absolutely fantastic. You're still stuck in the pre-Jens days, where you think Keeper can't win, and maybe also the pre-Pit Lord +2 strength games, where the Keeper also had a tough time. You'll see it all. Well, all the pieces will be coming together. It's going to be a glorious Night Elf performance by Moon.
If Moon goes Keeper Pit Lord, I think that would be the biggest own goal of all time, because then you have literally nothing against air units.
Bigger than the own goal of Tomislav Piplica, who got a ball fallen on his head into his own goal.
Doesn't that happen fairly regular?
No. I'll show you that video clip, Remo. It's glorious.
But own goals where defenders are trying to, you know...
yes. Oh, that happens. Oh, Tomislav Piplica was the goalkeeper.
Ah. Oh, okay. He forgot to use his hands. All right,
yes, exactly.
Bit of a different story.
Well, some people, you know, they should use their head more. A goalkeeper should use their hands more.
Where's this guy from? Thomas of Piplica?
Tomislav.
Tomislav.
I don't know the country, to be honest, but somewhere Eastern Europe, I would guess.
Yeah, sounds Polish.
Chat, you can look it up for us.
Looking like a pretty good game for 40, though. He's got a ton of footies out on the map, ready maybe for the next adventure soon. Creeping up more, going for the lab, going for the shredder, making the shreddy face. So he's going to have lots of lumber this game. Could be another long tier 3 game with, you know, air units this time. I like him a lot more. There's no Demon Hunter with Orb, or perhaps there will be. It is a Demon Hunter second joining now. So.
Yeah, that is indeed interesting. If you can still get the Demon Hunter for levels, he's usually a hero for tempo, thanks to immolation. We'll probably not see that. Rather mana burn and evasion as a fighting hero. It's also not too often that we see an agility hero second, but you know, a Demon Hunter fits all roles.
Yep, Demon Hunter, always amazing. If he has some items and levels, that is the one requirement. Demon Hunter doesn't do well on low levels, doesn't do well without items, but if you can buff him up, pimp him up, level him up, then he is going to deliver for you. And of course makes just lots of sense against an MK especially.
What will 40 be doing? Is it again the tier 3? He tried that plenty of times. 4 archers here, now reduced to 3. These mid-game skirmishes, I don't know if Keeper Demon Hunter is made for that if you have defend on the horizon.
Yeah, if you got lots of mana on the Keeper, I would say, hell yeah, just pick him off one by one with the Entangle. I wonder if there's a way to incorporate some early shops. I love me some Clarities on a Keeper of the Grove, but we ain't seeing that just yet. We are seeing tier 3 on the human before the Night Elf side. That's how things have changed.
Oh, Demon Hunter bash! And he gets the kill. You gotta play around the bash. 40, please use the TP. He does. Keeping the Demon Hunter kneecapped here is a bit of a disaster. We're close to level 4 Keeper, but at this stage in the game, you want a roaming Keeper and you want Demon Hunter progression. And then at the moment, you see a creeping Keeper and no Demon Hunter progression.
Yeah, not looking too amazing for Moon here, I'd say. He's going for a Shredder as well, wants to get the late game rolling.
Keep
Yeah, you know, I think back over the last 9 minutes in this game, and I think to myself, I wonder, Neo. I wonder, I ponder, I wonder... Wouldn't the Demon Hunter have been better in every way?
Well, obviously he's the best hero of them all in every single regard, except summons. But yeah, he didn't feel it. I'm not feeling the Demon Hunter second too much. But 40 now is kicking into overdrive. This is Dragonhawks. This might be Griffins. This might be Gyros again. And not the greatest options for anti-air for Moon this game. The Keeper also getting caught. 40 bought the Zeppelin already. He might just be dead.
Oh, he dead. He dead for sure.
Keeper of the Grave.
Yeah. He's the Grave Keeper.
KOTGG.
Yeah, maybe that is his role at the moment in the meta. That's a bit too pessimistic and not quite fair to recent showings. We have seen him sometimes working out. Moon and Lawlight, the front runners right now, trying to make him work in some scenarios. I've been really fond of Lawlight's play also with lots of marksmanship archers recently. That's been very fun. But there's a reason why it's mostly Demon, mostly Bears and Dryads. It's because they're reliable. They tend to do pretty well most of the time. This game, Moon now gonna have to play noticeably from behind.
I wonder where Moon sees the win condition. No APs, no crazy scaling Demon Hunter. We gotta say that the Keeper falling was a silver lining for solo experience DH. Could have done that with the living and roaming Keeper though, but he got punished. So where can you do damage? Moon's signature play in the past couple of weeks and months have always been roam with Dryads, intercept reinforcements. That is a little tricky with air units, I'd say. But maybe he finds a way. Dodging the invuln quite nicely. Mountain King might be forced into a TP here or into that sweet Zeppelin.
Anti-air now coming in from the Dryads. One more Stormbolt is there. Mana Burn couldn't prevent it. Big healing though, ready to be used. He could maximize the effectiveness here very well by dropping the items. Demon has plus 300 hit points, which is quite nice. MK surely has a TP here, right? Yeah, he does. Okay, good escape. Good catch, I guess, by Moon, and didn't have to use the invuln, so that's great if you could hold on to that for the true late game fights.
Okay, Demon Hunter level 4, Keeper back. You get, oh, Mortars Griffins.
Griffins and Mortars, yeah.
And Griffins and Mortars and Griffins. Dude, these humans with their army compositions, they are positively surprising me these days.
I was about to say Moon is not going for triple wins this game, but I guess he is with a little bit of a delay. Now they're coming up. Gyro Scout here is going to be very, very valuable. And so it's going to be Gyros to counter the Talons, hoping to win the air fight, and then the Griffins to do the damage, I suppose.
And Mortars.
Yeah, interesting. We love the frag shards over here.
We do. Moon has still a lot of gold. He just has a lumber issue, but he has a shredder too. So this will be fixed. Plus, he saw the projectiles of Mortar, so he knows that as well. Pork play would be fly the Talons into the back, snipe the Mortars, kill the rest. But I think the Gyros have something against that, and also the Griffin.
Yeah, to be honest, there's some optimization to be done with Talons, right? Because Night Elves normally, all Talons are in the air, or all Talons on the ground. There's normally no in between. But that's probably not optimal, is it? There should be a certain number of Talons required to win the air fight. And you have to eyeball that, I suppose, and then the rest could help on the ground. Especially valuable if they have Mastery. So far, not research, but should be coming soon.
Nice interception here. Holy Light required. A bit of mana burn. Nothing against that. Full inventory for Moon. Many talents. And these mortar snipes, man, they are reducing 40's damage to a minimum.
Banish here not very effective because there's plenty of Dispel, of course, from these Dryads. TP out necessary from 40. Didn't get any kills here, I think.
Yeah, me neither. I thought he would just sacrifice all the crows when he morphed them and the gyros were right there, but no, even that was saved. Keeper might optimize the inventory a little bit with another heal scroll, as we are not going for Panda or Tinker. This might be a little tricky. Still lumber issues despite the Shredder is crazy times. But triple heal scroll, pretty good.
Yeah, amazing, especially against that flag cannon AoE. With the Keeper having such a tough early game, I thought 40 was in the winning position, but now it is looking a bit different. Lots and lots of air yearns for Moon here. The Ancient of Wind being heavily occupied. Hippogriffs now.
Ooh.
To battle the gyros, I guess.
Yeah, they're a little bit of a air meat shield to a degree. What Remo's saying about the Keeper here, by the way, to put it into simple terms, the Keeper is an amazing scaling late game hero.
I'm not so sure about that. I think I'm more fond of the other saying, which is the Kepler is a puss. Which he tends to be more and more, indeed, in that late game. Are we going to see a third hero here for Moon? I imagine not. I think he's going to stay dual. If this game goes really long and we get to level 6s, now then we're talking.
Ooh. That is probably the best anti-air that the Night Elves have to offer. Oh, we got a big fight here. 40, are you looking? Every unit now is amazing. Every unit kill is amazing for Moon, reducing the gyro numbers, but he's not too confident getting backstabbed now as well. Crows needed versus Griffins. Hippos needed versus gyros. Heal spells needed everywhere.
Oh, interesting fight, dude. He's getting sandwiched from two sides. The gyros seem to be winning the air fight, but on the left, the Griffins are having a tough time. The piercing damage against the light armor is just phenomenal. Third base has been spotted. MK is in trouble, has to TP away. And you know, when there's no Dispel, also Entangle, really good. Level 3 Entangle is actually insane when there is no Dispel.
As Remo is saying, the Keeper is an amazing late game scaling hero. But yeah, man, what?
The same issue as on the last map, though. This human army is just a little bit limited without casters. When there is the option to play, you know, the tier 3 stuff with Archimage.
I would love tanks, man. Barrage and tanks in those fights would be amazing, also for pressure on expansions and stuff like that. There's no Panda, there's no Tinker. I think this was a crazy chaotic fight, and it speaks volumes that Moon was able to handle the heat here. If you're miscontrolling this could be a wipe, and 40 wins game 4 and we go next. But Moon, with all his expertise, all his veterancy, dealing with this issue and the army composition super well.
Yeah, I love what we're seeing here. I would say map 3 was pretty easy for him to play. He had the lead early on and was able to carry it through, but now this was a tougher task. He was at a deficit from the early game. Keeper there didn't deliver too well, but now he's looking in a great position. Again, countering the air army of the opponent masterfully, doing it slightly different on these two maps. But late game now seems to belong to him, with double level 5 about to be locked in. Oh, but those talons still, those crows. Gotta be careful against the gyros, but the hippogriffs mixed in are just so nice.
Oh, and also he split so well against the flag cannons. Beautifully done. Can he intercept more? Looks like the crows, who have, of course, a nice range here, might take the W. Do you know how to calculate this correctly is the question. We still again have 3 heal scrolls. If the heroes of Moon are in the right call, the Talon micro is gorgeous. We're missing the heal scrolls, though the hero position a bit off, but he's picking off one unit after the next. 40's anti-air in shambles. And we still got crows on the ground, and he can heal now with the heal ward. This is all so Gosu.
Yeah, that heal ward is insane. Moon looking absolutely phenomenal here. He's got a third base on the way, and 40 is looking a bit clueless right now. As if he's thinking to himself, wait a minute. This mass air stuff used to work great a couple of weeks ago. What the hell happened?
Moon is a master with these air fights. Air battles are so hard to control. And, you know, usually I hate mass air battles, but with gyros, hippos, talons in the mix, that's actually really cool. And this is all without a third hero, man. 5/5 heroes, 3 heal scrolls. 40 is in a world of trouble.
I feel like the third base has been a story for many games today. Once again, we see a player here going for the third. It was 40 attempting it earlier and failing. Now it's Moon going for it and very likely succeeding. With insane upgrades as well. We talk about it a lot for the Night Elf army. It benefits so insanely well from upgrades because all good late game units have the same upgrade types. That means bears and dryads and hippos and crows and fairies even. Whereas the human has a much tougher time upgrading them all well.
2-1 upgrades currently. We got gyro bombs, which is always a bit odd when you A-click engage into air fights. The gyros are on the opposite side. These talents have free reign. And what does 40 have here? In the defense, you got a Shredder, you got the heroes, you got mortars, which are not too bad. And actually, the gyros pose a threat to this expansion without an AP, forcing Moon back. Oh, there's a fight now. Do you want to take this? I'm not too sure. Again, chaos ensues. Now the talent position seems to be better. Demon Hunter is in the mix as well. Need the heal scrolls. Once again, we got 3 of them. A couple of crows are falling, but also everything came from behind, and 40 is taking massive losses once again.
I love the mark of the Talon here as well. They can fairy fire everything up. That costs a lot of mana. But mana that you easily have with mass talents, with master training, with not much fighting happening really. We're flying around the map, we're scouting, we're looking for openings, but the big fight hasn't happened in a while, and the last one heavily went to Moon.
40 has 800 gold and he's not producing anything. Leads me to believe that he doesn't really know what the perfect answer is currently.
Yeah, I don't know either, and I think nobody really can say with confidence. My best guess is it's not this army. It's the caster army, because Moon is just countering it so well. We saw the Talon, we saw the Dragonhawks, didn't work. We saw the Griffins, didn't work. The Gyros, they do work to an extent, but...
They're trapped! They're trapped on the left-hand side, and 40, I don't know if he's looking, man! Night Elves say they have bad anti-air, but not with these hippos and crow combos. Again, so many losses. And again, supply-wise, gyros are the most expensive unit in the game. You can't lose them like that. Moon with a 3-1. Moon. What a series.